All right, let me open up with the disclaimer. So please note that Brother Mark Scott YouTube channel's intention is to provide information, solutions, and reconciliation to personal relationships without attacking or offending individuals. The information presented is based on personal experiences, research, and expert advice. The views expressed on this channel are not intended to offend, harm, or discriminate against any individual or group. The channel encourages respectful and constructive discussions on the topics presented, and any personal decisions are made based on the content of this channel or at the sole discretion of you, the viewer. The channel shall not be held responsible for any outcomes resulting from actions taken based on the content that is presented here. So, again, welcome to the Brother Mark Scott channel. Wanted to make this video here. I'm going to talk about using the name of God. And I come to you as someone who has used the name of God for many years. I was in vocational ministry. I was a pastor, been a minister for many years. I was licensed, ordained, held positions in multiple locations here in Texas, was also helped start a church out in Phoenix, Arizona, also held a ministry position in Atlanta, Georgia for a couple of years. So I do have some very personal, in-depth, and direct experience around this topic. But I do want to approach this from a different angle because, again, I quite honestly, I'm just tired of hearing people use the name of God in ways that have absolutely nothing to do with the definition as most people know it. And again, I want to welcome you to the channel. Again, this is Brother Mark Scott. Again, please feel free to drop a love offering in the Cash App at Mr. M. Scott 76. Please subscribe, comment, like, share this video. And again, I want to kind of go back to one of the foundations of anything, and that is your belief. Now, belief is defined as something that is accepted as being true, or that you consider to be true, or that you hold as an opinion, which means you believe that it is the truth. And what do I mean by using the name of God? Here's the thing. There are very clear cut understandings according to scripture, and I'll just stick with the Bible. I've also had some readings and dealings in the Quran. I've read the Torah, but primarily growing up, when I was in ministry, I was in what would be considered Christian ministry. Was a non-denominational pastor, minister at the time, and my expertise was a teacher. I am a teacher. That is my gift, of taking concepts, information, breaking it down, and making it digestible and understandable for other people to use. One of the reasons why I personally chose years ago to step down from professional ministry, to step away from the church, not because I didn't think that the church had a positive impact or a place in the community, because I still see a lot of benefit as far as being part of a organized community of people who share the same beliefs. But one of the things that most people, if they're honest and they have been exposed to church culture for any period of time, they will tell you a lot of people have their own versions, their own interpretations of the Bible, of scripture, and of God. And now people will use the name of God, honestly, as a slogan, as a catchphrase. It's kind of a way to slip in under the radar and kind of appear wholesome and acceptable. But quite honestly, a lot of things that are done in the name of God have absolutely nothing to do with the God of the Bible. There are comedians that I, will see. One that kind of came to mind the other night. My girlfriend and I were having a conversation. She loves Country Wayne. And again, I have nothing personal against Country Wayne. You know, shout out to him for his business success. But he was talking about it in an interview how he has his slogan, "Jesus is popping." And what happens is when you use that slogan, Jesus is popping, it has an effect on people who align themselves with the Christian faith and the Christian belief. We say, well, okay, if he's representing Jesus popping, that's his own personal twist. But it buys you an affiliation with the religion without having the standards of what the Bible actually teaches about, quote unquote, the lifestyle of Jesus. You see the same thing in politics. Again, you look at Donald Trump, for instance, who championed himself as a advocate, as a quote unquote believer for the Christian faith and a champion for the Christian faith. But when you look at his lifestyle, or you even look at the political policies and the activities that he himself and all the people he associate with, they are wholly incongruent with what the Bible actually teaches as far as lifestyle, as far as leadership. And this is just one of those things that is core and fundamental here in Western society, particularly in America. The God that most people honestly worship is money or attention, or, you know, for the internet, it's clout. And this is one of the challenges that many people are having when we talk about doing things in the name of God. And this is why, again, I stepped away from the church because I didn't want to be a hypocrite. I understood at a certain point in my life things that I was conditioned to share, things that I was conditioned to teach from the scriptures. And again, I could go into the history of the 66 books of the quote unquote Holy Bible, and its origin and why it was edited, and how it was used as a way to control people. That's a whole nother conversation. But when you form your beliefs, and then your beliefs, you know, again, going back to the bar principle, your beliefs are the foundation for the actions you take, and the actions you take are what lead to the results you get. So when you look at the life of people who use the name of God, you look at the results that they have. Are their results congruent, in line with what the Bible teaches that they say that they represent, they say they believe? And most of the time, it just isn't. So if your results aren't quote unquote in line with the name of God, or the book of God, then obviously then we need to look at your actions. Are they consistent with it? It's quite clear to see that many people's actions, even those who say that they represent or they believe, their actions and their results show you that their beliefs are not in line or not congruent with what they say. And this is, for me personally, why you will not hear me using the name of God as a way to promote or push anything. If I can't give you an intelligent, business like language where you can critically think, analyze, and use a logical progression with evidence, then I will not throw the name of God on something as just a way to influence you to support it or to accept it as being true. But what happens is many of us do not like to take on the responsibility of critical thinking. And if somebody puts the name of God, Jesus, Jehovah, Allah on it, whatever your religious affiliation is or spiritual affiliation is, if they use the name of your God as a way to connect with you and influence you, let me just encourage you to step back and really analyze, why are they having to use the name of God? Are they in line with what your God, your holy book teaches? And is their lifestyle, their actions consistent with it? If not, I would just caution you, be very, very careful. Again, this is Brother Mark Scott. Not going to keep this video too long. Want to make sure that I get this out. But yeah, if you'd like, comment, share, Give me your thoughts. Give me your feedback. How do you feel about when people use the name of God? What God are they talking about? Is it the same God that you believe in, the same God that you teach on, or is it just something that they're using to try to get money, clicks, or influence from you and the community that they are pushing their message out to? Be wise like a serpent, harmless like a dove is one of the scriptures that the Bible would talk about. In this age with so much misinformation, so much deception, so much propaganda, please be wise and able to step back, critically think about what's going on, and ask yourself, when people say that God said, ask them which God, and is it in line with the book or the scriptures, or is it consistent with the God that they say they represent? Because if it's not, you may have a deceiver on your hands, and nobody should be deceived. Take note, beware. I hope this finds you in good health, good spirits, good faith, and most of all, with good intentions. Brother Mark Scott, I'm out.